Okay, hi everyone. We are kicked off right on time, so we'll just let a few more people come into the room. My name's Walt Bayliss. I'm looking forward to joining you and talking through this opportunity this morning. Just let me know if you've got audio and video in the chat box. Just drop in a I can hear you or I can see you, or drop in a one, say hi, tell me where you're from. We've got Josephine, we've got Dave and David, a whole bunch of other people there as well. So if you can hear, thanks Dave, appreciate that. We will be kicking off. George, good to see you. I'm going to be walking through this entire business that we've put together. We've got Dave, thanks. Gail, excellent. We've poured more than $250,000 into this platform, and we're going to be sharing it with you. I'm going to be talking about some of the success stories. Hi in New Jersey from Denise. Thanks. All good from the UK is Rob. Perfect. Gail is at New Jersey as well, I think, the NJ. Good to see you. Perfect. Thailand, perfect. We've got the globe covered. So, guys, I'm just going to let a few more people log in and join us. We know what it's like. You put the webinar and the dashboard into the calendar, and then the reminder kicks in 1 minute before, and everybody's rushing around. So a few more people will join us, I'm sure. We've got a whole bunch of things to cover off with you. So I'm just going to change my screen. I'm going to open up our PowerPoint presentation and make sure that that's all ready to go for you. So let me just make sure that we've got that covered. And there we go. I will change that over. You'll see a pause just for a few seconds as I change over to presentation mode. So nice to see you, and we'll go to a PowerPoint and kick back off again. All right. So I'm just making sure that we've got the PowerPoint showing as it should. There we go. So guys, if you can see the PowerPoint again, just do me a favor and let me know that you've got that up on the screen. We're using our new webinar software, which is called Webinar Geo. We've run over 500 tests with this webinar platform. It's not live yet, but of course, if we run into any bugs, just bear with me, and we will be able to iron them out for you. So don't leave us. We'll be able to catch it back up again as soon as we can. So let me get rid of some of these reminders. I've got lots of people whose birthday it is today. Let me kill off those so we've got less clutter on the screen. Everybody can see, which is great. Thank you, appreciate that. So we've all got it there. I've just a couple more minutes. While people are just coming in, my name is Walt Bayliss. We run a very successful software company. That's right. Thanks, Dave. Hover over the lower right-hand corner if you want to go full screen. We are recording the webinar. Obviously, tech glitches aside, we'll see if we can run through without any of those, and we'll get a recording out. But stay with it. There's lots of things to cover, and of course, this is the best place to get questions answered. So, as I was saying, we run a successful software company. We've been online and building professional business software for about 7 or 8 years. We've got over 35,000 customers. We've got 43 staff across the world. I'm the only one based in Australia. All of our team are remote. My head of programming is in the UK, and the majority of my programming team is spread through the UK and Europe as well. We've got our customer support team based in the US. We've got our content and graphics people through Asia. So we've pretty much got the continents covered as we've grown our business. And our focus is on developing software for business and for opportunity to be able to move everybody forward. So that's me. We are about 5 minutes past the hour, so to respect that, let's kick forward and let's talk about what we're going to talk about. So I'll just make sure that the slides are keeping up. 6 a.m. Where are you, Robert? It must be. I'm trying to think where that might be, but 6 a.m. for Robert. So thank you for getting up early, and I'm going to make sure it's worth your while. So today we're going to be talking about a project that myself and my business we've been building for the last 18 months. It's currently cost over $250,000 and counting. We are heavily invested into the program. how it's already a must-have in business. We've got large corporations and companies running this software already. And how you, on this webinar, have an opportunity to make a ton of cash and money off the back of what's been created for you. You're not going to have to go through the pains of creating it. I'm going to show you how you can make a ton by off the back of what we've already done. So, and how hundreds of people already, when we opened in September, took up this opportunity and are making great money. And you're going to see their stories and meet a few of the people that have actually already taken me up on this and have run forward with it and have been very, very successful. So as of today, as I mentioned, we've spent 18 months building this program, which in software is a long time. And we have a full-time dedicated team for continuous development, which is, again, something that we're proud of in terms of making sure that it stays up to date and continuously refined. It's cost more than $250,000 to build. It's a business software system in use in big organizations. We have an iPhone and Android app to complement the program, and there are already six-figure earners in place after just 6 months when we opened in September. We opened this opportunity for a limited time for a week. We did 2 private promotions after that. And then we closed it off to keep the opportunity locked up for the people who took action. And we've already got people who are earning over 6 figures in that space since that time. So now we're opening it up again for a limited window, and that's what we're here to talk about. Guys, I know I talk fast. It's partly nerves. Anybody that's done webinars knows that or speaking knows that the nerves kick in. If there's anything you need me to cover off, please just jump in and let me know. So before we kick into the program, I want to tell you the story of how this came to be. This program, there was a story here in the news in Australia of an airline called Qantas. And Qantas is a big airline here. And the story was that a lady, this very, very, everyday customer had a trouble with her check-in. Now, that's happened to a lot of people. It was an unpleasant experience, let's put it that way. She said, this is the worst airline experience that I have ever had. All right. Now, she didn't keep that to herself. And in today's world, the danger to any business is she tweeted that while she was standing in the check-in queue with over 200,000 Twitter followers. The worst airline experience I've ever had, she tweeted to over 200,000 Twitter followers. What do you think that costs a business? Now, I'm not talking about just an airline, okay, who have got millions of dollars and who run massive marketing campaigns. I'm talking about any business. I'm talking about your dentist, your chiropractor, your local school. I'm talking about the guy that's doing the building renovations down the road, the company that's doing the roof restoration. I'm talking about every single business. What do you think that costs when somebody makes that kind of statement and it becomes visible online? There was an article in The Telegraph. A lot of people in the UK will know the paper The Telegraph. Bad reviews and online trolls costing UK businesses up to £30,000 per year. All right. Now, I'm not sure where in the world you're from. As we said, we've got everybody from all different continents today, but £30,000 a year on average, or up to, £30,000. What is that worth to a business? That bad and negative publicity. There was a study that actually showed a single one negative online review can cost the average business a loss of 30 customers. Now that is frightening. Did you know that the value of a business, the value of a customer to a dentist, a lifetime customer value of a dentist is $40,000? Now, if you lost 30 of those from one bad review, would that make an impact on your bottom line? Of course it would. All right. And in another study, in the Cone study, they actually said that 80% of people said that a negative online review made them change their mind about purchasing. Now, guys, jump in the chat box and tell me if you've been ever looking to buy something or looking to go somewhere and you've seen a review and changed your mind. Jump in. Let me know. Has that happened to you? Have you personally been looking at a product? Have you seen a review on that product that was less than positive, and has that changed your mind about purchasing that product? Let me know. Just say yes in the chat box or I know what you mean, or I didn't buy it because whatever you want to type quickly in the chat box there. All right? Because I know that that's happened to me. Rob, yes. Sue, of course. Guys, any interaction you can give me back into the chat box helps me to know that, that I'm still on path. All right? So Josephine, yes, indeed. Greg. So everybody has, it's become a habit, Dave said. Exactly. And it's becoming more and more of a habit. But do you know what's really interesting, guys? Is that the business owners, 90% of the time, don't even know that anything's been said. Okay, and that's a huge danger. I'm going to be talking about that. So Rob and Gail, thanks. And Gail said she always checks reviews. Exactly. You know, it's become part of our culture that people are checking reviews. And if there's one bad review with an average loss of 30 customers and 80% of people have said they'll change their mind, what does it cost when that hits the web? That article in the Telegraph went on to say that gauging whether it's unfair is subjective. But almost 30% of businesses spend between £11,000 and £20,000 a year to control malicious posting, all right? And a worrying 18% have spent up to £30,000 on challenging those posts, okay? So that's a massive hit to a business. A local PR company went on to actually put some numbers against that. So they quoted that same Cone study. The statistics showing 4 out of 5 80% move on to your competitors when they see a negative post, right? So they put some numbers against that. What if your annual customer value was just $3,000? Okay, so now we're talking an average customer. Now that's not a restaurant, okay? A restaurant's customer value might be $100 or $200, but this might be a business. Think of a car dealership, think of a building contractor, a dentist, a chiropractor, a professional business, a local school. I know that my children's tuition is a lot more than that. And if your annual customer, so think of all of the different types of values of businesses, and let's just take a snapshot. If your annual customer value was $3,000 and you were losing just 4 prospects a month, okay, you still got business coming in the door, but you're losing 4 prospects a month, which is 48 a year, which is a potential loss of $144,000 a year. Now that is a terrifying number for most businesses who can't afford to burn $100,000 plus from bad publicity. See, we know for a fact, that bad and negative online reviews hit the web fast. Isn't that right? We know that everything that can be said online with the mobile phone that's in your pocket can hit the web in seconds. Okay? You can have something published, something posted up and online while you're still in the store if you've got a bad experience. Okay? Bad and negative comments are hitting the web fast. All right? And that's the danger to businesses. So let's come back to our story where our lady was checking in. She jumps onto Twitter. She posts because she can. This is the worst airline experience I've ever had. And she tweeted that to over 200,000 of her followers. But luckily, that's not the end of the story. Because in most cases, it's not the fact that you have a bad comment thrown your way. It's how you handle it. It's how you handle it. And it's how the public sees you handle it that makes all the difference in the world. Okay? It's how you handle it. And let me tell you from a personal experience. When I got out of school, I didn't have grades to go through to the next level of education. And I was lucky enough to pick up a job in hospitality, which is a fabulous industry. I loved it. I spent many years there. And I was working in a hotel in New Zealand when I had my first opportunity at a junior management role. And I was given the role of a junior manager in the restaurant in a hotel called the Stanford Plaza in New Zealand in Auckland. And this was my first experience in junior management, and I learned a lot of things. And this story happened very early on. We had a customer come in and place an order with the kitchen. And, you know, the meal's supposed to take 20 minutes, something around that time, 15 to 20 minutes. And after 25 and 30 minutes, I'm looking over at the table and the customer's meal is just not coming. And it's not coming. And it's not coming. And the longer it took, the angrier the customer got. All right. Again, have you guys been in that situation? Have you been in a restaurant when you've placed an order and where's the meal? Come on, guys, how long does it take, right? Everybody's been there. So being in junior management and not really having the skill set that I needed to deal with that situation, I did what I thought was best. It was actually the wrong thing to do. But what I did was I went into the kitchen and I started berating the chefs. Come on, guys, customer table 25, he's going to kill me. He looks like he's going to eat the wait staff while we're standing. Come on, guys, how long does it take? I went to the kitchen. Now note, I didn't go to the customer. I went to the kitchen. Effectively, I hid from the situation. And the longer the customer waited, the angrier and angrier he got. Okay? Now, this is in the days before Yelp. This is in the days before TripAdvisor and all of the review sites. Luckily, otherwise that probably would have buried us. That customer was so upset. He left. He never came back. I'm sure he told multiple people about his experience. And it could have been solved so easily. Luckily, a senior colleague of mine wasn't able to save that situation. But a senior colleague of mine taught me how to handle that. And it was so simple. And again, guys, I'm looking for your feedback here. I want to know if this would work for you. All right. So my senior colleague took me aside and she said to me, okay, the very, very worst thing you can do from anything negative is hide from it. What you need to do is go over and speak to those people. Hi, Mr. Customer. And guys, again, give me the feedback. Would this work? If you've been waiting a long time for your meal and somebody, the wait staff or the supervisor came over and said, guys, look, I'm sorry. It's taking a few more minutes than it normally does. Please let me make you comfortable. Can I get you a drink from the bar? And organize perhaps some garlic bread or something along that line to make your stay more comfortable. Can I obviously offer you something to compensate for the inconvenience? Now, guys, let me know. Would that work? If you're in the restaurant and somebody came over genuinely and sincerely and said, I'm sorry it's taking longer than normal. Please let me make you comfortable. And of course, and I'll chase up with it to make sure it's coming as fast as possible. But can I get you a drink? Guys, let me know. Rob said, yes, it's communication. Would that work? Would you feel less aggravated if somebody had at least communicated with you? Exactly. Step in and diffuse the situation. All right? So just communication. Now, what I said before, with this fast pace of anybody and everybody being able to comment on your business, okay, the fast pace of that, and the majority of business owners don't even know about it. So let's go back to our story, okay? Thanks, guys. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah? Exactly. It shows that someone cares. Exactly. So let's go back to our story. So she's jumped on. She said, it's the worst airline experience I've ever had, okay? And at this point, with Qantas, luckily, customer service intervened. Now, how could they do that? Because they have 5 full-time staff. Now, put the wages onto that, okay? So we're talking about a staffing of $200,000 or $250,000 a year. They have 5 full-time staff monitoring their social channels so that they can deliver customer service. Now, what happened in this story? Customer service intervened. They direct tweeted her back and they steered her over to the customer service desk. Okay, they communicated. They took the customer by the hand. They dealt with the check-in situation. They made sure that she was on her flight. They got everything taken care of. Okay, they communicated. It's not the negative. It's how you handle it. Okay, she jumps back onto Twitter after check-in and she says, now that is what I call service. I will never fly with anyone else. Okay? Within the period of a few minutes, and even let's say it's 20 minutes, from a terrible worst experience I've ever had to I will never fly with anyone else, that's what I call service. And the difference was the ability to communicate with that customer. See, a bad experience turned to good is gold. I can't stop somebody coming online and saying whatever they feel, it's their right to say, about an experience that they've had. But what I can do is effectively deal with that situation if I know about it. A bad experience to good is worth gold. And as we said about negative comments being a cost of hundreds of thousands of dollars online, in the same line, in the same sentence, we can say that good publicity is worth thousands of dollars in revenue, okay? And again, you've been researching a product or a place or, an experience, you personally, and I'm talking to everybody online, you have been in the experience where a good review has made a purchasing decision for you. I know you have, because I've done the same. I've been looking at a computer, or I've been looking to book a hotel. I've been looking at a restaurant, or I've been looking at a dentist, and the good reviews made up my mind. Okay? Good publicity is worth tens of thousands of dollars in revenue. And how do you turn from bad to good? The simple answer is communication. Okay? And that's where I'd like to introduce you to our program called Repwarn. Repwarn is a software system that does the work of those 5 full-time staff working for Qantas. Okay? Repwarn is a 24/7 web monitoring system that can alert you at the mention of any keywords or phrases that you set up in the system. You can monitor your product name, your brand name. You can monitor your key personnel. I'll come back to that one in a second. You can monitor everything about your business. Okay? You can put in your the key personnel. I have a client using the program. They put in their it's a hotel. They put in their head chef because he was a big draw card to the hotel, a famous chef. They found that he'd posted his resume on an online website that he was looking for another job. And because of Repwarn, they were able to communicate with him and make sure that he was comfortable and happy in his role, and managed to hold on to a key person in their organization. Losing that chef would have cost them tens of thousands in recruitment and obviously a loss of reputation. That was a valuable thing. But you can check businesses. So let's check it out. I want to show you this system. So it's completely web-based. There's also an iOS and Android app, but let's go and have a look at this system and steer it through. All right. So guys, just let me know if our webinar platform's keeping up. Can you see the Repwarn website up on your screen? Are we on the same page? Wait for you guys to let me know. Looks like we are. Okay, cool. So this is our Repwarn website, and I'm going to come back to you and talk specifically about this section in just a few minutes. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it. Josephine. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to talk about this section in just a few minutes, all right? But let me show you the actual program itself. This is Repwarn. And you can load any keywords and key phrases into the system. So I've got set up for Repwarn. So if anybody mentions my brand, Repwarn, I can actually see when people mention it. Okay, so I can have a look at this particular person, Doug. If I click on them, I can see that Doug posted a tweet and used the word Repwarn. Now I can actually reply to Doug directly from my dashboard. Okay, I don't know Doug, I've never met Doug, but I can communicate with Doug immediately. Let me have a look. I've got our Webinar Geo platform, which we're on right now. So a lot of people starting to talk about Webinar Geo as we come up to launch, and I can actually see any of these posts. This is a Facebook post. Okay, somebody's posted specifically about Webinar Geo. And again, I can jump in and communicate directly from this dashboard. Okay, so let me see if I can give you some examples. I've set up to monitor for lots of different things. I've set up to monitor for my own name. All right, because part of my marketing is my brand, myself. If somebody says, I met Walt Bayliss the other day, I want to know and be able to communicate with them. Okay, so this is picking up, you've seen from Twitter, from Facebook, LinkedIn, the web, any blog posts, or forum posts, anything like that. Setting up an alert is incredibly easy. Now I'm going to set up a keyword alert, and we're going to do this live on the screen. So I'm going to do this test for webinar as the name. And let's pick some keywords. So maybe I've got my brand name. Actually, I need to get a brand name. So let me go over here and just type in, I don't know, dentist in Sydney and see what comes up. Okay, Shaw Dental. I'm going to give that a try. Okay, Shaw Dental is I'm just going to pretend that I'm talking to Shaw Dental and set something up for them. Okay, so I'm going to put in here Shaw Dental as a brand name. If somebody mentions my company, I want to know about it, right? I'll also keep it as a one word together, Shaw Dental, just like that. And I might even put in here dentist in Sydney. Actually, even more than that, I might put in a good dentist in Sydney. I'll tell you why I'll do that, because what happens when people are looking for a recommendation? You guys might have done this yourself. You jump into your social circle and you might say something like, does anybody know a good dentist in Sydney or wherever you are? Obviously, if you're in Thailand, I'm not sure you'd come to Sydney for dental, but wherever you are, does anybody know a good dentist? Has anybody come across a good roofing guy in my local area? So what if Repwarn was scouring for that kind of thing as well? So these are my alerts. Sure Dental, dentist in Sydney, good dentist. All right, let's see. I can set up positive and negative terms. So I can control my reporting. So if it's a good comment, it'll show up in green. If it's a bad comment, it'll show up in red. If they specifically mention certain keywords, don't mention it. I'll skip through this stuff. Sources. Where do we want to monitor? The web, forums, images, Google reviews, news, videos, blogs, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I can turn off or on. So I might say, well, it's a dentist. I'm not really, going to be monitoring TripAdvisor, all right, or Yelp. Or dentist probably is Yelp. But, I'm not really interested in any videos. So you can turn off or on if you're looking for specific sources, okay? We can look at a geolocation, all right? So I might have the ability to really focus in my search only if the words are mentioned in my local area. All right. Now, lots of blog posts and forums and that kind of stuff don't geotag their posting. So you might still get some from around the world, but you can focus in from Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, etc. Languages. What if somebody is setting this up and they want to monitor particular keywords in German or Turkish, and we're adding new languages all the time? Do we want to monitor a specific URL? Now, this is interesting. If you've got a competitor's blog site, you can monitor for anything that they're posting. I'll come back to that as well. Do we want to block any URLs, right? If it's my own website, I don't really want to get the reports on it. I can put that in. And the notifications, do I want them daily, like a daily summary, weekly, or as they arrive? And of course, as I said, that will come through to your mobile app. You'll get that in your pocket and you'll be able to immediately communicate with that comment right from your pocket, okay? And that's it. I just put in the keywords. I skipped everything else and click on finish. Now that sits and runs non-stop, and immediately I've got results. Sure Dental, 1955. Now that took a second or two, all right? And I'm going to start to now monitor North Shore Dental is a local trusted blah, 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 okay? I've got comments coming in immediately from setting that up. Now guys, jump into the chat box and tell me that any business you showed that to wouldn't be excited to see all of the information coming through so quickly. All right, tell me, guys, jump in the chat. Is that something that a business would care about or should care about? Is it something that you can see a value for businesses? Do you think that they would, if you showed them exactly what I just showed you, if you took their company and you put it in there and it spat out a whole bunch of stuff immediately, do you think that you've got credibility talking about this system? Okay. Now, what's going to happen? Thanks, Robert. What's going to happen is this is going to continue to monitor. First things first is going to find everything that's been said in the last few years. All right. If they're not excited to go to someone else's, exactly, Dave. They can have them. They can monitor their competitors, which is a great way to go. Okay. So now this is going to go and find everything that's been said. And that first run of information, you might say, well, that was posted 2 years ago. There's no point in me talking about that. Well, you can see that was the 29th, 2016. But you might see that some of this information is quite old. So here's a post that was done. I'm not sure when it was done, but again, I've got the opportunity to jump in here and comment on it. I've got, here's another one. Quincy Shore Dental. Now you might say, well, hang on, that's not monitoring for comments right now. That's finding what's out there. That's a great way to get started with a company, to show them immediate results. But I say, well, okay, we'll just delete those ones from the past. So we'll delete those ones. And now it's going to sit there and it's going to find that information for us. Now, I'm going to come back to this because I've just seen it pop up. Does anybody know where to go for a good dentist in Sydney? Now, guys, obviously, again, that's in 2008. So we're going to talk about that from the future. But if you showed that to a business, that's the exact phrase that somebody's typed in. Tell me, is that a good lead? Is that a good lead, guys? Is that a lead when you can sit in front of somebody with an average customer value of lifetime value of $40,000 and within 2 seconds have somebody specifically say the words, can you recommend a good dentist? Now, if I was, again, these are old posts, I acknowledge that, but it's going to be running from now on in the future. Yeah. And if I had somebody jump up onto Twitter and say, does anybody know a good dentist in Sydney? All right. And I had my Repwarn system running and my alert went through to my secretary. Okay. And my secretary was easily able to say, hi, I noticed you're looking for a dentist in Sydney. We are here and here's a coupon for a free teeth clean and whatever. Do you think that that's a good lead? I think that's a terrific lead. Okay. And so we're talking about a builder, a roofer, a lawnmower. Okay. A restaurant, a chiropractor, every kind of business that you can imagine. Okay. That is so cool. Thank you, Rob. Okay. So that's Repwarn. We're literally able to monitor for mentions of specific keywords. Now, here's something really cool, right? That's a closed group, but I can still go to it. Here's something really cool. A parent at my kid's school also runs a shipping business. Shaw Dental, there we go. She said to me, could I also use it to monitor for mentions of my kids' names? And I went, whoa. I'd never thought of that. I've got 2 young daughters and the rise of cyberbullying is something that I am freaked out about. But yeah, you can monitor for anything. So you can set up and monitor for the mention of anything and be able to communicate and respond. Now, a lot of this stuff is good publicity. So what do you do with that? So, we talked about bad publicity. We talked about being able to communicate and deal with it. But what if it's great? And again, if you're talking to a business, let's say that you're getting good publicity. Well, see this little button? If you've got somebody that's talking well about you, aren't you going to share it? You suddenly have your own PR engine because you're able to find those reviews and communicate with them quickly. All right. So guys, let me jump back on and to the presentation here. T says he's sold. Thanks. You haven't seen nothing yet. We're about to blow you away. All right. So guys, can we minimize the chat? No, I don't think so, but I'll work on it with the webinar platform. All right, so Repwarn. It's web-based, meaning that they can access it from their own device anywhere in the world, okay? We've got the iOS and Android app, meaning that even if you're at a restaurant or with your wife out for dinner and somebody posts something online, you have the opportunity to respond before it turns into a social media nightmare. Okay, business protection. Now, people buy insurance for things like cars and houses and plant and equipment and business facilities, but they don't insure the goodwill or the reputation of their company. And I tell you what, if you look at a balance sheet, and I'm talking about the value of a company, they'll list out things like plant and equipment, telecommunications, IP, and there'll be this big line that says goodwill. And that's the reputation. It's think about a local sandwich bar. This little local milk bar, sandwich bar, they've got $10,000 worth of fridges. They've got $3,000 worth of stock. And then this line that says goodwill. They've got a good reputation in their marketplace and that's worth $200,000, which is why we value that business at 2.5. Okay. Protection of their goodwill is the best kind of insurance that you can offer to a business. And you're right, Josephine, it's the perfect insurance. So this becomes the web monitor 24/7. And you saw it allows interaction at the point of contact. And that's huge. I don't know that person on Twitter, but I can reply to them on Twitter. I've never met that person, but they've posted on LinkedIn and I can reply on LinkedIn. Why is that important? Because if that's where they are communicating from, it's important that I can communicate with them at that point. Does that make sense? Because that's where they're checking. If somebody posts something on LinkedIn, and I never check LinkedIn, but the web knows about it and it comes up in searches and I miss it, then I'm lost. I'm always checking Facebook, but I'm not checking LinkedIn. Suddenly I've got the ability to communicate with people in the same way that they are communicating with me. So let's look at a couple of people that are, exactly, Greg. Goodwill is priceless. Let's look at a couple of our existing customers. Barry Plant Real Estate. So one of our first clients. Wow. Real estate agents go to all lengths to know what is happening in their neighborhoods. Repwarn makes the monitoring so easy. One, well-placed alert, and we pick up listings from anyone looking in the area and can keep tabs on people looking for houses in the area. It's amazing. That was a gentleman named George. I sat with George and I set up his alerts. I went out to his office and set it up. He was one of our first clients. And I typed into George's alerts, good real estate agent in Templestowe, which is where George works. Good real estate agent in Templestowe. While I was at the desk, while I was there with him, somebody popped up onto a local school forum and said, hey, does anybody know of a good real estate agent in Templestowe? Now, George was able to communicate with that lady within 30 seconds. She was able to say, hi, I'm George. How can I help you? And he picked up a client while I was sitting there. Now, an average real estate commission is $10,000. So go figure. Do you reckon that's a good lead? That's George. George's real estate. This is a small business, AIS Electrical. They have a few vans running around. Monitoring your reputation is absolutely key, but Repwarn makes it easy. We also set the system to receive alerts for anyone looking for electricians in our area and have picked up a lot of business already. Love Repwarn, great system. That was a couple named Max and Alina who sent that through. If you've been online for a while, you may have heard of a name, Tom Beale. Now, Tom is an international speaker. He's a business coach and consultant. He's run multi-million-dollar marketing companies. And Tom came across Repwarn and had this to say. I love the notices and pings that come through to the mobile apps. Being somewhat in the public eye, I don't always get a chance to know when somebody saw me in an audience or attended a talk I was presenting. With Repwarn, if somebody comments, I can interact immediately. He's got 2,000 people in the room and somebody tweets, hey, I'm in a seminar with Tom Beale. When he gets off stage, he can reply to that person and organize to catch up with them. How good is that from a customer service point of view? Tom says, protection of brand and reputation is so crucial. Repwarn makes it easy. Okay? Now, actually, Tom, it blew me away when I got this back from Tom because it was almost like a bit of star shock. I've known Tom's name for a long time, but when he sent that through to me, it was amazing. He went another step further, and I'm going to take you there. Tom actually recorded a video and posted it up. And I'm going to play this video now. I'm not sure how this is going to play because it's kind of the audio on my computer going through the speaker, but hopefully it's not too choppy. Let's have a listen to what Tom had to say.
Hello, my name is Tom Beale, CEO of Remarkable Marketing, and I'm here to chat with you today about reputation management. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you recognize that it goes well beyond customer service nowadays. It goes to the interwebs. It goes towards social media. There is Twitter, there is Instagram, there is Facebook. And when the stuff starts to roll, it spreads there before it gets to your help desk, before your customer service department is able to help you with your reputation management. There's a tool out there called Repwarn, and Repwarn takes it above and beyond the simple tools that are available to the normal marketplace.
Wow. How cool is that? All right, Repwarn takes it above and beyond. From somebody at Tom's level, I was so pleased to hear that. Now, guys, why am I showing you this?
In this video, we'll be talking through a bit of a fast start for Repwarn, setting up your alerts.
Sorry, my next video started auto-playing on YouTube there. So this blew me away from Tom, who's an online marketing consultant, a business coach, multi-million-dollar speaker. All right, Tom singing the praises of Repwarn from a business perspective. Why am I showing you this, guys? Because this is not just me sitting here with my little software program going, isn't this the best? All right? This is really working out in the world. And if you've been online, you've seen online reviews, you'll know that probably no industry on earth is more affected by online reviews than the hospitality industry. Okay? And I want to tell you about a testimonial from a resort called Sapphire. And Sapphire was voted the world's best luxury boutique hotel. These guys are $2,500 and $3,500 per night. They are, as voted, the world's best luxury boutique hotel. Okay? The best luxury hotel. There we go. Justin King is the general manager of Sapphire Resort. And Justin had this to say. In hospitality, reputation is everything. At Sapphire, we hold the title as voted as the best luxury boutique in the world. And that doesn't come easily. Now with Repwarn, we're able to monitor and interact with any of our guests or press that are referencing the resort in any media on the web. From the best luxury boutique hotel in the world. I was pretty proud to get that coming through. All right. This system genuinely works for businesses. Okay. So, guys, you're on path. Can we see the value of this program? No, I'm not here to get you to buy Repwarn. Far from it. Repwarn is for businesses. I'm here to give you the opportunity of Repwarn. But guys, just drop in the chat box and let me know you're still with me. Let me know that we're on path and what I've said so far about protecting the reputation, about brand monitoring. Let me know that those kind of things you're okay with it. Drop a 1 in the chat box. Just say yes. Let me know that you're still with me. All right. Cool. So we've got a couple of people dropping those in. On par, thanks. Yes, awesome. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. All right. I just want to make sure I'm not doing a monologue here. All right, so this program is of serious value to businesses. Brand protection and reputation monitoring, a big tick. Monitoring unlimited keywords and that brand protection. But what about more sales? Okay, what about more sales? Businesses always want to know, no matter how much, if I sit in front of them and I talk about protecting themselves and I talk about ensuring their goodwill, they always say, yes, it's great, and yes, I can understand, and yes, I need to do it. And they always say, but can you help me get more sales? Well, having a good reputation will help you get more sales, okay? But what about using Repwarn for those leads? So Repwarn, as we talked about with that good dentist in Sydney, you can set up Repwarn to monitor for the hottest kind of leads there are. Now, what do I mean by a hot lead? Okay, I'm talking about somebody that is looking for a particular service right now. George, who picked up, does anybody know a good real estate agent in my suburb? That is a hot lead, right? That's not an advertisement that goes out to the masses. See, marketing in the form of what we call mass marketing. We take an ad out on the TV, or we put an article in the paper, or we run Facebook advertising. Do you know what we're doing? If you picture, what we're doing is we're holding up a billboard sign to a mass of people saying, this is what I do. Are any of you interested? Okay? And you've got to be able to show a bulk of people, and you'll pick up the 1 or 2 people that are interested. Now, there's a lot of things about targeting on Facebook and Google advertising, all that kind of stuff. And even the best targeting in the world, you can get a 10 or 20% conversion rate. If you're talking to 100 people in an advertisement, you might be able to get 10 if your targeting is that pinpoint. Most people will target 1 million and still get their 10 or 20 sales that they're looking for. Okay? And that's expensive. But if you could reach the person who asked for a particular service at the time they asked it, what do you think your chances of that person being a hot lead are? Do you think that would be valuable to a business? Now, I always talk about the lead generation side of things being secondary in Repwarn, because a lot of mentions, if you're trying to set up for that good dentist in Sydney, a lot of websites will go about their own dental practice posting how they're a good dentist in Sydney, looking to get that search engine love, I guess. So you're going to get a lot of results which might not actually be relevant. And it's called finding the gold in amongst the diggings. Okay? So you might have 500 comments that come through into your Repwarn system, and then one says, does anybody know of a good real estate agent in Templestowe? And you can pick up a $10,000 commission. Now, again, you saw how easy it was to delete the ones that aren't relevant out of Repwarn. And if the ones that are gold are in there, and you can set up your terms to show green specifically. I skipped past that step, but where we show ancillary terms, you can set it up to highlight in green for specific words, and that makes it easier to filter through the results. So I always talk about the lead generation being secondary, but even if it is secondary, okay, and I go back to my dentist example, a lifetime customer value of $40,000. If I can find you one in the next year, are you happy with me? Hell yeah. All right, you want to know how much to pay and how quickly to pay it. So lead generation for Repwarn. So guys, I know the answer to this, but I want you to feel it. Do you think this is a powerful tool for business? Do you think that this is a powerful tool for business? Do you think it's something that when you showed a business owner this particular system and you showed them those alerts coming through in those few seconds, do you think that that's a powerful tool for business? Let me know. All right. And while you're answering, I'm going to ask and keep going. Do you think for protection of their brand and reputation, do you think it's powerful? Do you think they could generate more business with that lead generation? Okay? Rob, you're exactly right. Thanks, Josephine. All right? Do you think they could make more sales and deliver the service like never before? Okay? And let me ask you, do you think businesses will want it? Because this is a really important question if we're going to be talking about this as an opportunity. Do you think businesses will want it? Let me go back to that article in the Telegraph. In a poll of 1,000 decision makers, okay, 1,000 decision makers, 51% said that they had experienced unfair reviews or been targeted by trolls by somebody posting online. Okay? I want it for my business. Exactly. It's explosive. Spot on, guys. Exactly right. All right? 51% of people said they've already experienced it. So when you're talking to businesses, 1 in 2 of them know that it's a problem. Okay? And yes, and it's getting worse. Yes, but we're not sure how to deal with it. Okay? We're worried about it in the future. All right? But 51% said that they'd already had experience with it. All right? Do you think businesses need it? So I'm going to come back to that average annual customer value of $3,000. If they were losing 4 a month, the potential loss of $144,000. Do you think they need it? I'm telling you, absolutely. Now, guys, I wanted to show you something. I'm going to come back to my Repwarn website because I promised I was going to show you something. We've built a tool for anybody that's with us to be able to demonstrate this to their customers. Because it's all really well and good for me to say, what if your average customer value was $3,000? But let's put some real numbers. And this is an interactive tool, okay, on the website. So if you're talking to someone about Repwarn, you've got this that you can use. I call it the closer because it works like this. If I'm sitting with, let's say I'm sitting with a lawyer, somebody as a solicitor, all right, whose customer value is pretty darn high. And let's say that the average customer value in a legal firm is $5,000. Okay, was that's pretty fair. And then we say, well, how many new customers does your business receive each month? As well, I don't really get a lot of new customers, but let's say 4 a month, right? I deal with 1 new case per week, right? I'm being really conservative here, guys, okay? The more likely this is 50,000. But anyway, I'm being really conservative. So your average customer value is 5,000. You see 4 new businesses a month. You've got an annual revenue of somewhere from new customers at around $240,000. If you lost just 10% of your potential customers, that would be a cost to you of $24,000. And protecting your reputation with Repwarn is just $97 a month or $9.97 if you save money and go for the annual option. Do you want to get started, Mr. Customer? Okay, I call this the closer. We made this tool available for people in our who took us up on our opportunity, that you can sit with a customer and genuinely go through this on an iPad, on a laptop, on their computer, in their office, and close them then and there. Okay, so this works with low value customers as well, because the lower the value, the more customers they see. So if we're talking about a restaurant, we might say to them, what's your average customer value? And they might say, well, an average value meal, people sit down, they have an entree and they have a dessert and they have a bottle of wine. The average value might be $50. But how many new customers do you see in a month? Well, we see, we have 50 customers a night, 250 a week. We're open 5 nights a week. We have 4 weeks in a month. I guess that's 1,000, right? At 50 customers a night. So at $50 a customer, at 1,000 new customers a month, your turnover is $600,000. If you lost just 10% of your potential customers, that would be a cost to you of $60,000, wouldn't it? Protecting your reputation online with a Repwarn is just $97 a month or $997 a year. If you save money with the annual option, do you want to go for it, Mr. Customer? I call that the closer. And you can see how effective that is when you put the customer's numbers directly in there. Okay. Do you think they need it? It's 9 for business. Now, guys, I want to tell you very categorically, as we come up to the 50-minute mark in this webinar, and thank you for staying with me, that this cost is not your cost. All right, I'm talking about a cost to businesses. All right, I'm talking about a business cost of $97 a month or $997 a year. That's not your cost. But do you think that they would be looking to pay it and would be investing in it in such a simple demonstration? Yeah, Lance, you're exactly right. Very smart and powerful. We found it to be incredibly effective. It makes asking for the sale incredibly easy. But guys, this is not your cost. But is this a legitimate cost that a business would cop? Okay. Now here we get to the meat of this opportunity. Would you like to see how businesses will pay that 97 or 997? Would you like to see how they'll pay that to you? Not to me. They'll pay that to you. Okay? You want to see that? Let me know. Is that something that you'd like to know? Would you like to know how we can set this up right now that businesses, thank you Lance, can pay that to you? I'm not talking about pay that to me. I'm talking about pay that to you as your own company. Because it really is an incredible system, but that's not why we're here, is it? Okay? It's not why we're here. We're not here to find out that Repwarn can protect reputations of businesses and generate leads and do all the cool stuff that we've already showed. That's not why we're here. We're here to make money. Show me how this can make me money, Walt. All right, let me show you. What if you could have Repwarn as your own? What if you could have the entire system without needing to spend $250,000 developing it or $100,000 a year maintaining it? What if Repwarn in its entirety was yours completely? I am about to give it to you on a silver platter. I'm about to give you the entire system on a silver platter. Okay? As I introduce you to the Repwarn resellers opportunity. You will get your own Repwarn account. Of course. You will get your own Repwarn account. You'll also be able to set up accounts for any of your staff or friends or family. You will get your own Repwarn account that you can use immediately to do any kind of marketing, research, and protection that you want. You can use your own Repwarn account to do demonstrations to businesses. Like I said, you can give it to your friend and your neighbor. You can have your own account completely set up. Now, we've already said that that's worth $97 a month or $997 a year, but you get it complete. You get a complete done-for-you system. I'm going to show you the entire system you're going to get. You get tools and training to help you be successful. And any of our existing Repwarn resellers that are in the webinar at the moment, just drop in the chat box for me and let me know how the tools are. You guys, we've put on regular webinars. We've delivered many marketing tools with videos that you can use and banners and advertising campaigns and pre-written emails and telemarketing scripts and absolutely everything that we can to deliver for you. All right. The tools and training. So you get your own Repwarn account. You get the complete done for you system. You get the tools and training to help you be successful. And this is massive. You get the system completely supported. Okay. Completely supported from our team forever. You have no customer issues. If you have a client that signs up for Repwarn and they have a problem, you don't deal with it. I do. They come to our support desk and we sort it out for them. Your entire input is bringing that new customer, okay? And we look after them for life, okay? Walt bends over backwards for us. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that, okay? Kathy, we'll try and get a repay out as soon as we can, all right? So guys, you get your own Repwarn resellers account. You get the complete done-for-you system, the tools and the training to help you be support, and we will look after the software. Now, here's the killer, all right? You get to keep 100% of your sales. A little minute of silence there. You get to keep 100% of your sales. Now, there's transaction fees that PayPal or Stripe charge, but other than the 5% or whatever it is that the actual credit card transaction costs, you get to keep 100%. So if that's a $997 sale, I think you end up with about $947 of that goes in your pocket. The other $50 doesn't come to me, it goes to the credit card processor. You get literally 100% of those sales less the fees. All right, 100% is yours to keep. But only if you act now. We closed this and we keep it closed, guys. Because we want anybody that takes action on this to have a real business. And I don't want to flood the market with tens of thousands of people all running around with their Repwarn business. I keep this exclusive. If you want in, you take action and you get it. And I close it down. And I'm closing it down again in 48 hours after this webinar. Okay? So if you want in, you need to take action. Otherwise, we close it down. All right? You get to keep 100%. Rob's saying it's too generous. All right? This is serious, guys. We're making this available. So I want to show you inside the reseller system. I've shown you already the Repwarn dashboard, being able to set up those alerts, but I want to show you something cool, all right, that I didn't show you before. So again, just let me know that the webinar's keeping up there. If I go up here to the top right-hand corner in my screen, I've got a couple of areas here. The first is the resellers tools, and I want to show you this one, the resellers tools. We've got sales training. We go through every element of presenting this system. We have the automated method, the semi-automated method. We talk about how to approach customers manually, okay? This particular video, I don't know how long it is. I think it's probably 5 minutes, all right? This video alone will make you so much money, all right, if you watch this video. We talk about how to set up a webinar, all right? We talk about, let's have a look here, promotional tools. All right. I talk about how you can edit the graphics. Let's look at some of these graphics. We give you business cards. So when I talk about this being your business, I want you to feel like it's your business. You can go in here, pick up your business card templates, edit them with your own names and phone numbers, and you now have your own Repwarn business cards. You can use our brochures and our flyers. All right, you can have all of these do you know these table tent cards, right? I was at a cafe car wash a little while ago. You know, want to get your car washed, have a coffee while they're doing it, and on the table was this roof restoration table card, and I needed my roof done. I picked up the guy and I called him, and I spent a few $1,000s with him because of a table tent card at a local cafe. We give you table tent cards that you can drop to your local schools and businesses and lunch counters all around your local area. We give you flyers. We give you e-docs. We give you webinars. This is a pre-done webinar that you can use, right? When I talk about delivering the tools, all right, I'm serious. We give you absolutely everything that we possibly can. All right. On the blog, this was not even started. This blog started as we opened in September, but there's now hundreds of posts on here with new banners and new coupon system, how to set up a sales team beneath you. All of this is available too. Okay. And I'm just going to pick something here. I don't know, this one. So we gave a whole bunch of freebies, videos that you can download for all these different industries to help you get lead generation. Okay. Wow. Talk about going the extra mile. Thanks for the great bonus. This was an awesome share. All right. Great tools. Thanks, Walt. These are resellers just, commenting that they got another freebie as part of this system. And look at all these industries: air duct cleaning, auto repair, bankruptcy attorney, bookkeeping. We gave all of these lead generation videos to our resellers, and that's on the blog. You'll get access to that. All right. So I want to let you guys know that when I talk about going the extra mile to make sure that you have a real and genuine business system that you can work with, you can see the proof of what I'm talking about. So let me just recap. All right. Sorry, take a glass of water. You get complete access to the Repwarn business account itself. You get the opportunity to go and talk to businesses, and if you've already got clients, maybe you want to add an extra $100 a month to their bill and give them an account. Do that. How am I making money? Sue, that's a great question. Okay, that's a really good question. You see, we are Repwarn resellers too. We have businesses and we have clients. So that's one method. But we also have a few hundred Repwarn resellers, and that's what forms the base. So you guys will pay a small fee, a percentage, a tiny fee for your reseller's license. But a lot of people paying a tiny fee gives us the stable base that we can then provide the software and the ongoing support. Okay, you don't have to pay the $250,000. I'll get to your cost of your reseller system in just a minute, but a few hundred people paying their small amount gives us the foundation, Sue. Okay? inside the system. So you get that whole system, which we always said is valued at $997 a year. And I've shown you what else you get as a resources and tools. And I want to introduce you to some successful people. Okay. First of all, I want you to meet John. All right. Now, John was one of our first Repwarn resellers, and John found a way of making money with Repwarn that just blew me away. He did this just before Christmas. All right. From John. Hi, all Repwarn members. I just wanted to share something with you. I did a quick test today for the keyword phrase, looking for Christmas presents. I get an email just now saying that a lady is on Twitter looking for Christmas presents to buy for my friends. I click on it and I say, try these, Laura. She's just visited my site and she bought 4 charm bracelets at £36.45 each. So if you get the right keywords and keyword phrases, it works. Under normal circumstances, it would take me ages to get a lead like that. All right? that just made me chuckle. I never even imagined it. All right? But John's making money from Repwarn with such a simple system. All right? Let's meet Terry. Terry posted me this on Facebook. I want to add that I've been playing around with Repwarn as I get familiar with the platform. I want to feel very comfortable with it before I start really promoting. This week, some news occurred locally that was not being covered very well by the local media. I set an alert in Repwarn for the story, and after about an hour, I was able to find several news sources, many of them in other countries, that offered much more detail. If I wasn't sold on Repwarn before, I certainly am now. Now, what Terry doesn't tell you is that she's in the news industry, and that helped her get more business. All right? If I wasn't sold on Repwarn before, I certainly am now. That's really cool. Let's meet Tim. I love this from Tim. This thing is amazing. I don't want to keep bothering you, but I just had to tell you that it's finding everything regarding my new company launch. I registered this new business 4 weeks ago. There's very little obvious exposure online, and your software has found almost 100 results in 5 minutes. It even shows me when my store is listed on someone else's Facebook page under nearby stores. Now, how cool is that? You can go and do some joint venture partners with it. I've never seen anything like it. Back to work. A lot of work today. I just wanted to give you my first impressions from Tim. Okay. And I want to show you this one from Jim. Now, those stories were people using Repwarn to scour and look, but I want to introduce you to Jim as a Repwarn reseller. So again, let me turn my speakers up and let's hear from Jim.
Hi, my name's Jim. I'm a Repwarn reseller. I've only been with Repwarn a month and a half, and I already have over 40 clients. It's a great tool. It does exactly what it says it's going to do, and that's monitor all the social media sites and forums literally in real time. I'm so glad that I got associated with Repwarn. It is a tremendous product to sell. It helps businesses, and I'm looking forward to continuing to sell Repwarn.
Very, very cool. Thank you, Jim. All right. Jim, in under 6 weeks, picked up 40 clients. Jim went crazy, right? Jim went and built this as a huge business, okay? Wade hasn't gone out and built a huge business. His first client was his boss. So he was in profit from his boss and he picked up a few extra clients on the side, all right? Just as a bit of extra income. I want to show you Tina. Tina, on her very first sale, picked up one of those $997 and this is our $997 business fee, annual fee. And she got paid less the transaction fee, $947.15. That was Tina's very, very first sale. Okay? So that's just a drop in the bucket since we launched in December. We've already paid out more, in September, sorry. We've already paid out more than $50,000 to our resellers, which is awesome. And we've added hundreds of training resources and tutorials since we launched. We added full-time staff. So we've actually got a full-time staff member that is a professional onboarding person. What does that mean? It means if you get a new client, they get a personal phone call from our team who actually introduce them to Repwarn, make sure they're bedded in, show them how to set it up. So your client gets a personal phone call to set their system up. Now, you reckon that keeps them happy? Absolutely. We've added sales teams. You can actually build a team of people underneath you. We're paying you 100% commission. So if you want to have salespeople selling for you, go for it. And we show you how to do that. So you can actually give somebody else 50% and they can go and do all the selling for you. All right? It's your business. We've added a payment system. This is all the stuff we've added since September. Okay? We really have stacked it in your favor and we're just getting started. Really, we've got some awesome development planned and that's just the beginning of where we are. Okay, so there are hundreds more of these $1,000 commissions that have gone out, and hundreds more to come. So recapping very quickly, the reseller's opportunity. You get your own Repwarn account, you get the complete done for you system, you get the tools and training show you how to set it up, and you get the complete support of the software. You get to sell this system for $97 a month or $997 per year. I want to tell you how that stacks up. If you sell one account at $97 a month, that's $1,164 a year. Okay? If you make 10 sales in the next year, if you make 10 sales, that's $11,640. Okay? If you go out and go crazy and you make one sale a week in the next year and take 2 weeks off for vacation, all right? If you make one sale a week, it's an income of $58,200. Now, I could keep going, but my maths are terrible. So I stopped at 60, which lets me say it's 5 sales a month, all right? If you got 60 sales or just 5 sales a month, that's $69,840. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the bit that makes it really exciting. That's recurring income. So this month, I go out, I get my 5 clients, and I make $500 for this month, right? I've made $500. Guess what happens next month? I'm going out and getting another 5 clients, but the $500 from last month rebills again. And I make a recurring income each and every month. So if I start with just 5 clients a month, and I build that up over a year, that's a recurring income of nearly $70,000 per year. Tell me that doesn't fill you with joy when you can wake up out of bed in the morning making 70 grand a year and not have to clock in to do it. This is the single best opportunity, and I'm so proud to have put it together. Before I tell you the cost, let me ask you some very quick questions. And guys, again, I know we're an hour in. I'm going to finish up quickly. But do you think that you could use the system? I've shown you how to set up the alerts. Do you think you could use it? Could you set up to monitor for your name? Could you set up a business and show them how to monitor for their name? Could you use the system to look for Amazon shoppers and sell them bracelets? Could you use it? All right. Guys, I just want to ask, a couple of quick questions. Do you think you could use it? So Josephine said, yes, please. I'll literally kill it with local businesses, Lance. Exactly, man. Exactly. Could you use it? The answer is simple. It's yes. Do you think that businesses, when they see it, will be grabbing it? And again, I can tell you categorically from personal experience and from the experience of Repwarn resellers that they are grabbing it. Okay. Not everybody says yes, of course, but it's a really easy sale to make. Okay. And would you like to grab a couple of those $997 sales for yourself, or even 5 a month of the hundreds, just to make life easy? All right, so you receive the complete Repwarn account. You get to sell the system and keep 100%. You get the tools and the training. You get the complete support of us and the software. If you sell one account, you make $1,000 a year. If you sell 10 sales, it's 11,000, 50 sales, 50,000, 60 sales, and 70,000 a year. Your cost is just $67 per month or $497 for an annual license. Your cost to be a Repwarn reseller is just $67 a month, or if you want to save some money, go crazy, $497 a year for a complete business system that provides everything for you. Let me break that down. So if you make one sale, let's say you take the monthly option. I encourage you to take the annual option just purely because it works out cheaper. But working on the annual, on the monthly option, if you take the monthly option, your cost is $67 a month. If you make one sale at $97 a month, you're in profit by $360 for the year. Does that make sense? Your cost is $67. You've got one client like Wade did who sold it to his boss, and he's making an extra $360 a year and his boss doesn't know, okay? But one sale, your cost is $67, your profit is $360 for the year. Let's go. So your cost is $67 or $497 a year. You're already $30 a month in profit from the first sale. But let's take it a step further. If you make 10 sales, your cost doesn't go up. Your cost is still $67. And now your profit is $11,573 for the year. Your cost is $67 a month or $497 a year if you take the annual cheaper option. Your cost doesn't go up, guys. You can build this as big as you want to. You can be like Jim and go and get 40 clients and have a sustainable business, and your cost is $497 for the year. All right? If you make 50 sales, if you make this a business, if it takes you a year, if it takes you 18 months, your cost is still the same. Your cost is $67 a month or $497 for the year, and your profit then is $58,000. And that's recurring income. Now, guys, I'm really busting everything to make sure that this is a no-brainer opportunity for you, okay? I want to introduce you because I can talk about 1 sale and 10 sales, and everybody says to me, yeah, but what if I don't make any sales? Well, first of all, you get to use it for yourself anyway, okay? But what if I don't make any sales, Walt? Because I'm scared, even though the training's there. So I want to introduce you to the no sale, no fee guarantee. If you're a Repwarn reseller with us and you've been with us for 12 months and you haven't made a single sale, you will not pay another cent until you do. Okay? If you are a Repwarn reseller with us and you haven't made a single sale in 12 months, you won't pay another cent until you do. I want you to be successful. That's what I'm here for. Robert, how long does it take to get paid? It's 30 days after the refund period goes through. So the resellers are somebody special for me. I want you guys to succeed. I've done everything I can for the existing group of Repwarn resellers, and I'll continue to do it. All right? To help you succeed, we give you the sales training. There's so much information there. There's so much material. Even just those lead generation videos are worth hundreds and thousands of dollars. All right? We give you ongoing webinars with industry experts. We've got some webinars in the background there that are from how to do business on LinkedIn, how to generate business from YouTube advertising. So much information there. We do all of the development of the program, updates and support. We're investing over $100,000 a year in the program itself and the support team. We take care of all of that. The Repwarn Reseller's License. This is a one chance. It's $67 a month. Save money. Go the annual option. Okay. You receive your full account. You get to keep 100%. You get the tools and training and the complete support. And you know the numbers. If you go out and make 1 sale, you're in profit. Okay. If you go out and build a business in this, you can genuinely have something that you're proud of, your own software company that you can build a recurring income from. Okay. But if you want to do it, you need to act now. Okay. This is your opportunity. This is what you need to do right now. I'm going to put this in the chat box. Whoa, didn't mean to skip forward. Let me pop this in the chat box here. Okay. It's repwarn.com/reseller. Okay. And when you get to that page, I'll show you what's going to happen. All right, reseller. When you get to that page, you're going to see it load like this. A little colorful thing, and you're going to be able to read about what we've just talked about in this webinar system. You can see the countdown clock is there. All right, you can go through and read some of the testimonials. You can read from our clients using the system. You can see the case study about Qantas. You can hear from Tom, and you can come all the way down the bottom here. You can see the tools that we make available. We can come all the way. We've got here again our guarantee. Keep coming down, and you can choose $67 a month or $497 a year. That works out to be, 12 times 6 is a lot. 720, 700 and something a year, or save a stack and go for the annual option. Okay. I've put the link in the chat box there. It's repwarn.com/reseller. And you guys need to take action on this now. While you're doing that, all right, I'm going to answer some questions. I think it was Rob asked a little while ago, how and when will I get paid? You'll be paid directly by PayPal, direct to you. The credit card processor for Repwarn for a customer is done through Stripe. So we take a credit card directly online, all secure, of course. That goes into the system. We have a 30-day refund period. So after that refund period is done, you get that money on about the 33rd day or 35th day, something like that. Lance, you can hold as many webinars as you want. Absolutely. And I even give you a pre-recorded webinar so that you can just set it up and just push traffic to it. So me doing the presentation. So how will I get paid? By PayPal, we send it direct to you. Will my monthly fee ever go up? No, it won't. If you lock in a reseller's license, okay, no matter when we've got thousands of testimonials and tens of thousands of happy customers, you will be grandfathered in at this lower rate forever. If you lock in at $497 a year right now, you will have that rate forever. If you lock in at the monthly, you will have that rate forever. Okay. Do I have to support and update the software? No, we do that. And this is an important thing. People will say, is this a white label license? Right? And that phrase gets thrown around a lot in our industry. Is it a white label license? I want to say no. Because with a white label, what happens is you end up with so many different versions of the software and people end up selling it for different prices. And suddenly your investment goes to hell because you've spent your $497 a year, but that guy down the road is selling a similar system with a different name for $20, right? No, it's not a white label system. You're a Repwarn reseller, okay? Yes, the sales pages are included. We show you exactly how to set up your link for tracking and everything like that. You don't support the software because there's only one version of the software. That's why it's a reseller's license, not a white label. We keep the software tight and controlled so that there's one version. You don't have to update it. We do that. Everybody's working off the same version. If we make an update, everybody's got it instantly, okay? How do we direct potential customers to the site? Rick asks. It's with a link. Rick, we show you exactly how to do it in the training. I'll go there right now since we asked. So in the Repwarn resellers tools, we go to sales training, I think. We go here to reselling. And you've got your own link. You can send them to a free trial. You can send them to a free report so they can download a report about Repwarn. You can send them to a webinar. Or you can send them to a link with no trial. All right. So we show you exactly how to set up your links and and you'll see all the tracking of everything and that coming through. Will you help me? You know, I've had a lot of people say, I really want to get started, and will you help me? I have to answer as much as I can. All right. As much as I can. I will give you everything I've got from my heart and soul: tutorials, webinars, ongoing training, materials, continuous support and development of the program. I'll give you everything, but there's a proviso. I can't do it for you. I can't do it for you. All right? You need to, yes, the answer, Hammond, is yes, that is the page they will go to. Will it work in any language? There's about 20 languages, Amir, and we're adding more. Guys, you need to do this for yourself. This is a business that you need to be able to set up and run. I've given you everything. It's cost me more than $250,000. It's going to cost you $497 a year. All right. It cost me more than $100,000 a year to maintain with the staff and development. It's going to cost you $497 a year. You can go out like Jim has done and build $100,000 a year business with this, and it's going to cost you $497 a year. Lance, you have to jump in before the timer closes because we are locking it down for our Repwarn resellers. So guys, I'm done. Any questions, please drop them in the chat box. Repwarn.com/reseller. Okay, I'm going to pop that into the chat box again, and I'll actually turn off the slides share presentation and come back on with video with you. Give me 1 second as it changes over. All right, so we're back on with a camera. So I'm going to pop that there, repwarn.com/reseller. Okay, it's going to load. You're going to be able to go on, see the system, and find out everything you need to know. Lance, I haven't thought of everything. I get asked new stuff all the time. But yeah, hopefully we're going to make it easy for you guys. So questions. Okay, waiting on some cash, Lance, get in when you can. Ads and email scripts included? Yes, they are. Is there materials that we can put our website onto our own domain? Yeah, we talk about that a little bit, Gail. You need to, when they click from your domain, they still need to go through your link. Do the webinars you have allow us to incorporate our own personal reseller link? Rick, I've actually given the slides for the webinar, so if you want to re-record, what I've said in the webinar is just click the link below the video. So you can drive them to the pre-recorded webinar, and you can then the webinar will say, click the link. And you put your link underneath the video. Lance, you're welcome. Rob, appreciate it. Grab some water. I will need to, Rob. So guys, you need to take action on this now. If you want to get involved with a company that's already successful, we've got success stories coming out of our ears, with a product that businesses want and need. Remember that closer where I can sit with a company, and maybe that's a building company. Their average customer value is 30,000. They get one a month. It's 360,000 a year. $36,000 loss if they don't take action. And that little button says click here for $1,000 a year to protect yourself. You get all of that. All right. Guys, if there's any other questions, please fire away. Ask. Let me know. Can you do me a little favor as well? How's your experience with Webinar Geo? Has it come through clean? Has it been an easy presentation for you guys? Give me some feedback on the webinar itself, because I'm obviously, as we come up to releasing this webinar software, it'd be great to know what you guys are thinking. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. All right, Sue, perfect. Thanks, Josephine. We'll make Webinar Geo launches in about a month. Thanks, Rob. Guys, again, this is so from my heart. The Repwarn tool is a passion project for me. Opening it up to Repwarn resellers means that we have a very special, unique group of people that I'm able to work with on an ongoing basis, and that's given me a lot of joy since September. So guys, if you want to jump in, thank you. I appreciate the feedback, Gail. Had to reboot, okay. Maybe just a refresh or something like that. Thanks, Robson. All right, guys. So if you aren't already involved, I can see a bunch of people have jumped in since we started talking. If we go to repwarn.com/reseller, you will be able to jump in. We are closing this down. So we're keeping this open from the time of this webinar. I think it's about 48 hours left on the timer. I'm going to send you some follow-up emails. So you registered for the webinar. I'm going to send you a follow-up email to make sure that you've got the chance to get in before the timer closes. But once it's closed, it's done. And we keep that group of resellers tight so that we can provide the best opportunity. All right, Gail, you're welcome. And I can see a stack of people already jumping in. So guys, thank you very much. Welcome to Repwarn. Welcome to the resellers opportunity. This is a genuine and serious opportunity for people to get ahead for themselves. Have all of the resellers that we've ever brought into the system made money? No, absolutely not. And the people that haven't, why is that? I can't tell you. A lot of people jump in thinking that this is a money for nothing opportunity. It's not. It's a business. We give you everything, but you need to go and do it. So for the people that have been successful with the system, they are doing the steps. They're going out, they're putting ads, they're driving traffic, they're going out and speaking to people, and they're making money as a result. If you don't do anything with it, it's not going to work for you. But welcome to Repwarn. Welcome to the reseller opportunity. If you want to jump in, it's repwarn.com/reseller. You can check it out, and I'll look forward to working with you. Thanks again, guys. I'll stay on just to answer any further questions. Sue, you're welcome. There we go. All right, guys. Thanks again. I really appreciate it. I think we're coming up to 8:30 if you're on the East Coast of the States. Dave, you're welcome. Go out and make a fortune, mate. Go out and speak to everybody that you can. Show them that closing system. And take this opportunity and run with it. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'm going to end off the webinar, and it's been a real pleasure hanging out with you, and I look forward to welcoming you as a Repwarn reseller. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.